Yo, only haters. We back. Pierre and Dion with me as usual, but we have a very special guest in the Zoom today, Mr. Gregory Waddell, G Wizzy. So we're gonna go to him first. How you living, man? How you living?
I'm nervous, to be honest. One, this is like one of the only podcasts I actually listen to, and it's the only podcast I listen to that people I know are responsible for. So, nervous to be here. Number one, I feel like it's a true road game environment, which I'm not doing great in road game environments this week. I'm 0-2 as a role player for the Warriors right now. Listen, adjustments will be made. They already have been made, but like I am under pressure right now in more ways than one, and we'll see what happens.
I feel it. At least you do have some milk and cookies to
I do
settle
have
this
that.
all at all points.
Milk and
Valid
cookies.
choice.
Wait,
All right.
they chocolate chip over there or what's up?
Chocolate chip, peanut butter chocolate chip. To be honest, my wife just made them, and I mean they were right by the stairwell coming down, like
Oh, yeah.
fresh baked right out the oven.
She had some treats ready for you. She knew what
Yeah.
time you was coming on.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh yeah. When they
that.
still soft in the
Yeah.
middle, because that's valid.
Elite.
All right, so role player on the Warriors. Now we'll go to the Warriors starter himself, that boy D Hill. How you feeling, Dion?
I've never felt so comfortable in my life. I mean, this team, honestly, I said it like the middle of game one. I think I tweeted this, and I definitely like sent it to a couple of my boys. It's like it's good to know they don't care, because that means I don't have to care. And I felt that way all of game two, and I was just like, all right, like whatever. Like, I didn't really get too high, didn't really get too low. And then, I mean, y'all saw what happened.
Yeah.
And that shit turned me the fuck up. I got thrown out the bar I was in. I mean, when Draymond started, like, cheering the crowd on when they're, like, chanting, fuck you, Draymond, it's like, bro, I live for that shit. Like, it's go time now. Like, I think the Kings fans felt a little disrespected that they weren't getting, like, the full Warriors experience. You know what I mean? Like, Warriors Twitter is a very toxic place. Like, and no one really gave a fuck about the Kings, to be honest. And I think through the first two games, you could tell the team didn't really like care. Like, I saw after game one, Steph picked his son up. What's little bro's name? Like Shotgun or something like that. What do they call him?
I don't even know.
Are you I couldn't tell if when you said his son, if you meant his actual child or De'Aaron Fox. Like I thought.
No, his actual son. No, I wasn't talking about like his many NBA sons. Like Bron wasn't in attendance for this one. Like his actual son, Cannon. That's what his name is.
Cannon.
He picked his son Cannon up and like laughed his way off the court. And I said, nah, like they just don't like they're chilling. Like they really don't care yet, type of thing. Which I kind of get. Like when you have two road games to start a series, it's really hard to like intensify yourself right away. But then the second game, like he walked off the court, I didn't even know if his family was there. That's the Steph I love.
Stop right here. I just caught you lacking, bro. What is you doing? Why are you not liking, commenting, subscribing to the Only Haters podcast? What do you got to lose? It's free. Matter of fact, I'm going to wait on you to go ahead and do that. Quit trying to skip the video. Bro, just go ahead and do it. It takes 2 seconds. It don't even take that long. Just go ahead and do it. I appreciate you, man. On a serious note, thank everybody for all the support. We pumping out these episodes, giving y'all banger content, and there's only more to come. So without further ado, let's get into this episode.
I love that stuff.
I got two questions for you as like a quote unquote new Warriors fan, because I've only been a Warriors fan as long as I've known you, which speaks to our relationship, which is fantastic, but like it is what it is. Question number one, you've gone through a lot of phases since I've known you on Draymond. Like I get a lot of comments throughout the season of like, oh yeah, it's time for Buddy to move out, all that. Like, did last night's whole ordeal with him, does that make you love and embrace Draymond again as a Warrior? Like that is,
that's our
us,
Draymond,
right?
Yeah, that's our Draymond. That's exactly our Draymond. Like, if we were at home, down 0-1, down 4 points in game two, and he pulled that stunt, we're having a much different combo today. You know what I mean? Like if it's Let me put it to you like this. We're down 2-0, but we're going back to the crib. We were down 2-1 and we played in TD Garden in the finals. If you ask me which one I'd rather be, give me 2-0 going to the crib.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's 2-1 on the road against the team, like, that's tough. That's obviously tough. But 2-0 going back to the crib, like, like you're gonna get the role players to show. Like Dante's gonna have a 20-point game. It's gonna be fucking stupid. It just is what it is. Like, so that's our Draymond. The Drake, bro, he the bonus is on the ground. Rhyming and pain. My dog goes to half court and says, yeah. I was like, nah, it's on now. Like, it's on now. Like, that's our Draymond. And
that was wild. That was wild.
Quite, bro. Like I don't know if this is true. I apologize if it's not. I'm 99.99% it's true. Normally, I have a photographic memory when it comes to games, and I can call plays out like I'm LeBron James. I'm pretty sure Draymond started both games with a turnover. Our very first possession, we won to tip both games. Draymond immediately turned it over. As a Warriors fan, having watched Draymond for 10 years, that tells me the team don't care. Because it really does start with him. He brings the intensity. And if he shows up lazy, everyone else will show up lazy. And if you watch the team, they didn't fight over screens. They were short on jumpers, etc. Like, it is what it is. What I do know is Thursday, bro, they're about to get stomped the fuck out for real.
Let me ask you though, if they come in on Thursday and get beat, then what's up? What's
do they still just not? I mean, that's my thing, bro. At some point, the we don't care shit got to end, because you didn't care about the regular season.
Listen, they have to care.
And now you don't care about the playoffs. Like, bro, you're telling me this team does not care about their dynasty coming to an end?
But
that's
my fears. I actually think there's a chance you are 100% spot on. They just haven't cared. But I also think if we believe that to be true, if we accept that to be true, there's also a chance they still don't care.
They're just not good.
So here's the thing.
It's just that simple.
Here's the thing. Like, it's not that everyone doesn't care, right? Like, I truly believe JP cares. Like, he played 82 games. Bro's ankle, like, he should not have been out there yesterday. But him being out there, like, he gives a fuck. I think Looney gives a fuck. I'm not sure Wiggins does. I don't have a read on Wiggs. I got to be honest.
I think he's just getting back in the flow, to be honest. But I think
he was pretty good though. Steph cares because Steph's playing for his legacy. But
I think the last shit was for their legacy. Like, I genuinely think they've reached a ceiling, and the core group collectively is like aware that another ring doesn't even mean anything to them.
Two of the three. I think Steph wants more than Bron. I truly believe that. I
don't think he does. I don't think he does.
How is this a Bron thing though?
No, Steph and Bron, bro. That's a friendly rivalry. It is what it is. Like, they both want more than the other. You know what I mean? Like, no one wants to say they had this less rings than the other person in their era. Like, that's just a fact. Clay and Draymond don't give a fuck. However, the Kings fucked up because Draymond gives a fuck now. So,
Clay is ass. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. He's a minus 25 through 2. That's unacceptable.
No, Clay's a really bad road player.
Clay is a cone too.
See, my thing. Yeah. This is my thing though. Is I am with Greg here. Like, knowing what I know about the Warriors in the past, would not shock me if they go win both games at Chase by 10 to 20 points, and then next thing you know, it's a new series. But even so, they're gonna have to win 2 out of 3 on the road. They're 11-32.
They have to win one. They just have to win one on the road.
Yeah, but they have to win 2 out of 3 games, one of them on the road, and it's like, yeah.
But here's the thing: if they do curb stomp them, like let's say we all were to agree that the Warriors curb stomp them in games 3 and 4. Like, I don't know. I mean, have y'all seen what the Kings have been saying like the last 24 hours?
Yeah, but they were saying that shit before the playoffs too. That's what scares me about the Kings.
Like, I'm talking about like the whole like begging for a suspension stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't think this team, like, everybody's tough when you're up. The Luka comment? I don't know. Like, they haven't faced adversity yet. They went up 1-0, right? In a game that, like, barring Steph going for 50, they were always going to win the first playoff game in 17 years. You know what I mean? And then Game 2 happens, and Draymond loses it for us himself. Right? Like, I mean, it just is what it is. And so now you're up 2-0. You really face no pressure in Chase Center. You probably are going to get stalled out. And now you get to go home. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying they will fold, but like, we don't know the answer to that yet because they've never had that experience. Versus,
no, I agree.
Now flip that. I know my dude's gonna show up on Thursday. I know that.
My only fear in general with the Warriors now is like, I think we've seen this core, whether you want to point to injuries or whatever, we've seen this core like mail in seasons and have it not matter to their legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I almost feel they're at the point where they like to like play the whole Warriors invitational thing and like point to, oh, we wanted it that year, so we decided to show up and do it. And like, if they just so happen to get down 3-0, I 100% see them just like mailing it in, be like, oh, we didn't want it this year. Like, we'll run it back for the invitational next year or whatever the next year is, that they get a better third option than Andrew Wiggins or Jordan Poole's healthier, or like I think that's how it works. And like, mentally right now, what I see is Draymond, he's just in a different world. Jordan Poole's on Pluto. Klay Thompson looks washed. And right now, Steph Curry's getting outplayed by De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrifying.
See, that's my issue is in the past, you can do the mail-in thing, but it's just like, if they mail it in this year, it's over because they're not giving Draymond a max. He's going to get a max from somebody. Klay wants a max, which is insane. I think Draymond's going to go to LA so he can gawk LeBron in person.
Draymond's gonna he's gonna opt in and then sign like a 2 for 60 and have like a 3 for 80 total deal probably.
Like, I just think this is the last year that you can actually keep everything together, especially with the new CBA. Like, it's going to be hard.
I think the team will be together. I think everyone's talking about who's going to be gone from the team. What's really going to change is I think Kenny Atkinson's going to be the head coach next year and Steve Kerr's going to be the GM. Like that, I think that's actually what's going to happen. But I think the team stays the same. Poole won't be there. Like, Poole and Kuminga are getting traded in the summer.
Yeah. I mean, that's been the biggest shock, because I actually really liked Kuminga, and when he's been out there in this series,
he stinks.
He looks absolutely lost.
You can tell this is like, I'm not saying this isn't a product of them not caring, but this is a product of like going through the motions and sleepwalking. Like, if you watch the rotation, like, Kuminga's not meant to be in it, right? He's in it because Wiggins is on a minutes restriction. So Thursday, when that drops, like, you probably won't see Kuminga unless something goes south.
The cum bucket. What a man.
Bro, he played, like, look at where they play him. Like, of course he's going to play bad. He doesn't play until 10 minutes and like 2 minutes into the second quarter. Then he plays for 3 minutes. And then they do it again.
Malik Monk, which is death.
Yeah, but like,
Malik bag different.
If he was capable of more, he would just have a larger role. Like,
agree. He's not capable of more, but like, he's only playing because of the minutes restriction, unfortunately, which puts it just puts everybody in a bad, like, it just puts everybody in a bad spot. I don't really know how to
I know there's so many like shoulda, coulda, wouldas with like the draft, like even going back to Wiseman shit. But like, can you imagine if Franz Wagner was in this role? Like,
Franz Wagner's so good.
Yeah, he's tough. He's actually tough.
And he'd just be the perfect fifth option. Like, he never needs the ball. He's always in the right spot. He's perfect. Like, the team would, I think, waltz to a title if they had him.
The funny thing is I think if you put Kuminga on the Magic, we're having like a way different discussion about him. Like, I think he's crazy talented.
He's literally probably a better version. I don't want to say better, but he's at the worst, like, the same player as Jonathan Isaac. I mean, like,
he stinks too.
Like, you can't, bro. And Poole's an exception, and even Poole, bro. Like, Poole's not extremely playable either. Like, the Warriors and the league need to understand, like, playing in the Warriors system, like, when you're that young, just can't do it, man.
It's just been like, I just got to give kudos to Mike Brown though, because their offense, it's so hard. Like, they don't run basic PNRs. Like, they almost run it's not identical, but it's a similar offense to the Warriors. They run more DHO, like, off-ball move. Like, they run a worse version of the Warriors offense. And it's
they run the offense everyone, like Warriors fans, want the Warriors to run.
Yeah.
And I do think, like, I don't know the numbers on this, like, and you might be right, but if I had to guess, they ran a shitload of pick and roll the first 2 games.
See, my thing is this is going to, I need to know if there's a history book on this, but Draymond and Domantas Sabonis, they have to be single-handedly breaking the record for DHOs in a series. It is genuinely insane watching the amount of DHOs that they do, bro.
But I promise you, all that shit's coming to an end, bro. It's just going to be Steph Curry pick and roll to death the next 4 games.
See, that's my thing that I think's different is, like, you know, I've been expressing my concerns about the Warriors pretty much since we started the podcast, but the concern with this team is I genuinely think the only way that they can make any type of run is if Curry goes like generational 35 to 40 a game in every series they play.
I mean, if you look at Curry off that pick and roll though, between game 1 and game 2 was way more successful when they came to that pick and roll to me. Like the Warriors just sloppy at times, dog. That's all it is. If they clean up the turnovers and shit,
exactly,
then they can easily win by 10 to 15.
That's my thing.
I just think the intent, like, this team all year didn't care, right? Like, they didn't. And I'm not saying they don't care about the playoffs. Like, I don't think they cared about the first 2 games. I think they care about the playoffs. They have to get in front of the crowd. Like, I think everybody in the world thought like they could just flip the switch on the road. Like, it just
not me.
It just wasn't gonna happen.
Hey, I mean, the only thing I will say is in terms of previous years and to now, like, you saw teams get hit by the Warriors in those third quarters and those runs, and they just don't respond well. I'm just surprised the Kings are responding well to these runs that the Warriors be putting
at
together.
home.
Yeah, at home.
See,
I'll give you that.
This is my thing. This is where the concern really like sets in for me is that in the past they would have flipped the switch and at worst split these first 2 games. But then it goes back to the thing. In the 6 years that they've been to the finals, they've never been on the road in the first round. They've never been down 2-0. So it's just like,
yeah, I don't know if I don't agree that they would have flipped the switch. I don't believe they would have. I think they're gonna flip it on Thursday. Like, I just think get in front of the fans. It's something cool about having a new challenge when you've accomplished everything too, right? You're down 0-2 for the first time.
But that's the mentality that scares me about them, that they just don't care. Like, that's going to be the spin if they get swept. Is us. I mean, we don't have a new challenge. It's been the playoffs. We got 4 rings. It is what it is. Like,
that's the long-term concern, right? Like, that's my long-term concern, right? It's like, how do you find the motive? Like, if you need to be motivated, there's going to eventually be a team that doesn't provide you the motivation. And I mean, that team plays South in LA. Like, the team plays in LA. Like, Bron's not a fucking idiot. Like, he's not Domantas Sabonis. He's not, respectfully to Mike Brown, he's not Mike Brown. He's not these dudes that we're talking about, like, yo, it's playoff basketball, it's physical. We didn't think Draymond did anything. And then they get back to the locker room and hear Adam Silver was in the 3rd row. And they're like, oh, yeah, there's no place for the Gad in our game right now. Like, there's no one to provide you the motivation when you play the Lakers. So I don't know how they get up for that. But if we're just talking strictly this series, bro, this shit's over.
See, but that's why
like,
I think
this one's over.
That's why I think the dynasty's over, because to need that much motivation, you're just not a serious contender if you need that much motivation. Like, in the past, the motivation has just been fuel to the fire, and you were really fucking good, so you won. There's no fire to fuel right now. It's just fuel.
Well, we think that. We think they didn't need motivation. I would argue last year they did need motivation, and it was provided to them by 2 teams.
No, see, I do agree that the motivation helps. I just think they were a noticeably better basketball team last year.
If Boston shuts up in game 3, the Warriors get smoked in game 4, and that series is over in 5.
The Boston fans, you know what I'm saying? We weren't really talking like that.
Let me ask you something, D-Hill. Let me ask you something, though. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I got to ask. You sit down on your couch or you go to the bar, you drinking, You know what I'm saying? The inner Hoops fan. These shots that Clay and Curry be putting up, bro. How do you feel about this shot selection that I be seeing? Because
you got to live and die with what worked, right? Like that's what got you 4 rings. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna go down with my guys.
I respect it.
It's definitely nutty. It's
shit. It work, bro.
It'd be wild.
These dudes, and I understand it's a 2-0 series, right? So what I love about the playoffs is the overreactions. I love that shit, right? Like I love that shit. But what I think, and I'm not saying Warriors fans are rational because we're completely irrational. We're fans, right? Every fan is. But what I think is different about like Warriors fans and like other fans, like having gone through this process for a decade now, is the understanding of like what a true 7-game series is. And like, bro, they won 2 games by a combined 11 points.
Yeah, but
they haven't even played that good yet, though. That's the only thing I'm trying to say.
The Kings have
all due respect
to
the Kings.
It's just been
bro,
worse.
I'm telling you, this team's not a title contender. There's absolutely nothing the Kings have done that moves me in any way.
Oh, see, that's the thing. I don't think either one of them's a title contender.
So I don't think the Kings can hang.
I disagree with y'all there.
The Warriors win the next 4 by 15.
The Kings showing me something. They showing me something.
Like I don't know how we can say that about the Kings when like I texted you this, Dion, but like I didn't realize like the team's speed was where it's at with the Kings. Obviously, I know Fox plays like that, but like I mean, we're like a week removed from whatever that podcast was with a dude talking about, I almost died chasing Steph Curry, right? Like Delly almost died, right? Like nobody on the Kings is dying keeping up with Steph Curry right now because like Fox is running at him. They're throwing Davion Mitchell at him. Like
Davion
just
has
crazy.
Bro, like
has hella guards who are nuts with motors for days. Like that's a horrible matchup right now.
I will give you that. The Kings have a lot of dudes like White Boy Kev. He's a bucket. Bro, he is what Dante DiVincenzo wishes he could be. Dante DiVincenzo wakes up every day and he's like, I wish I could be the real redhead.
He's what Warriors fans want Dante to be, but Dante don't want to shoot like that.
But
Dante thinks he has like an all-around game.
Listen, White Boy Kev does not stink though.
Nah, he's really bad.
Like that is crazy.
Like he's really bad. No, he's just really bad. Like he's one of the more unplayable players I've ever seen. He's lucky
he didn't look unplayable last night.
That's wild. That's wild.
He's just lucky we have unplayable players too. Unfortunately, unfortunately for the Kings, bro, they're like the humbling's coming, and then in the following round for the Warriors, Cancun on 3 most likely.
See, here's my thing. I have no doubt that the Warriors will win Game 3. I'm not tripping on that at all. Game 4 is the pivotal game because I just don't think they're that good. Sure, they get up for Game 3, they win by 10, 15 points, but then they're just not that good. If they lose Game 4, like that's the game they could lose. They're not losing Game 3. I'd put like my whole entire bank account on it, but
I wouldn't even do that.
If they win again, this is where I think people get like irrational with some of this stuff. Like you got dudes talking about, Kings in 6. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like they will never win an elimination game at Chase.
No, they're either winning in 5 or 7 if they
it's either going to win it. And they're not, respectfully, I really don't think they're going to win a Game 7 against Steph Curry. I don't think they got that in the back. I don't think
they got to close. They got to close out in 5 then.
They got to close out in 5. I think I agree with that. I said this last night to multiple people, and I don't think fans really grasp this. Yesterday was must win for the Kings. That was just another game for them.
Do you remember the text I sent you? I was like, this is the important game because if the Kings lose this game, the series is over. Golden State's winning that bitch.
I don't really think like the Warriors were going to play a game where they felt like their heart pumping for probably until Game 6.
Yeah.
And now I think the Kings sped that process up some by what happened yesterday. And unfortunately for them, I think they're about to get 15 piece 3 to 4 times.
I mean, look,
I think this shit's over.
I do agree with what you're saying to an extent. It's just, are they good enough
to beat the Kings?
To be down 2-0 and just turn that switch on.
Against the Kings, absolutely. We're talking about the Kings. Like I think.
Hey, but also a week ago we were talking
the Kings
about
have like a better. Like, do you think they have a better punch than what they threw in the first 2 games?
No,
how much better are they?
I'm just saying, bro. We can't keep switching.
I think they do have a better punch,
'cause-
though, Dion. I'm scared.
Because a
about it.
week
I'm
ago,
scared. I do.
I mean,
I think they got. I think they
Murray-
got better game. I think they got better game.
Listen,
If they do,
I think like talking like the Kings even played well at all in game 2 is a little crazy to me. I thought they were pretty bad. Like Monk didn't shoot great, Fox didn't shoot great, Harrison Barnes didn't shoot great.
It was
Keegan
white
Murray
boy
has given
Kev.
them nothing.
White
Like,
boy Kev.
I
like
mean,
got some fun.
Sabonis is the only dude on the court who played well at all for the
I mean,
Kings.
I thought. I mean, listen. If you're relying on Monk, I mean, respectfully.
How no,
But the
dude?
way
There's
he-
something
but the way
about
he
the
looking-
Fox Monk connection. Like the Fox Monk
at
connection
home.
is what I
Listen.
want you and me to be.
If it was 2K,
listen, at home, I agree. At home, I agree. It's just
But they get
Like,
2 more
all
games
over-
at home, Dion. Like,
but if they have to win one at Chase, because like
I think they can.
it's a
I don't
different
think
game.
they do. I don't think they do.
I think
I
they
think they can
can
win
win
one
one
at
at
Chase.
Chase. I
That's
think
the
they
thing.
can win one at Chase.
Maybe
That's the
they can.
difference. That's
Maybe
the
they can.
difference.
They
Yeah,
just
maybe.
gotta
But-
light the fucking beam, right? Like
See,
that's all
no,
this shit
That
is.
shit corny though. Y'all like that? Like the meme shit? That shit corny to me.
Listen,
dog.
maybe
I don't
they
know
can
why.
win one at Chase, but they have to.
See,
You know what I mean?
my
Like
own-
they have to win one.
My
at Chase.
only thing
Why?
is that a week ago you was talking about this a warm up series. We ain't got to try, and now it's like we're losing because we didn't try. But I thought you didn't have to try in the first place. So what the fuck we got going on here?
Yeah, the team's not that good.
Like we switch,
I mean, the team's not that good.
we switching up like
Listen.
Nintendo.
Hey, listen, the team's not that good. They're just not that good. However, if you're gonna fuck up, this team's really fucking good, and the Kings just fucked up. And there is a pathway.
Hey,
There is a pathway to a bunch of teams. Like if Memphis gets out of that Lakers series, I
Who?
like our chances. I
hey,
like our chances.
the only
Who?
thing is, I'm gonna stick with my initial
Who?
statement. Fuck all the motives and shit like that. They just suck. And I've been saying it
I didn't.
for
Listen,
months.
you can ask
suck.
G this. I thought we sucked last year.
Yeah, Dion did say they
But
sucked
they
all
were
the time.
they were like 10
They were way
better
better.
last
Here-
year.
They really
I-
weren't. They really weren't.
I think
They stunk.
they might suck, but I think like in their defense and in everybody's defense, I think the whole league stinks right
Yeah,
now.
oh yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
who's
Oh,
even
yeah.
close to being like who's the title contender you're gonna feel great about winning a title this year? And don't tell me it's Jason Tatum. Just please spare us
Oh,
all.
I was
Only
finna say,
Giannis. If
that's
Giannis got
We
one, if Giannis got one, like I feel like that's huge.
I feel the same way, but Giannis keeps breaking his back
Oh,
in
yeah.
game 1 of the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Hey,
So,
bro,
like-
the ban the charge shit is nasty work.
It's crazy.
I will
That's
say
terrible.
though, I don't think this team. I thought this team. If the Warriors weren't the Warriors, like if you just said like that roster won last year, you put that team in Utah Jazz uniforms.
Yeah.
I'm clowning them. I'm clowning the league. Like the league was so.
Well, it's
bad
like the Lakers are deferring to Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
The Suns just lost a game 1
Hey,
after
hold on.
paying for Kevin Durant. Like
hold on, G. Hold on, G. I can't have you coming on here with the. I know it's only haters, but leave my boy Austin Reeves out of this.
No, listen,
Right
as
inside our city.
listen,
I'm
as a white boy, like I will respect every white boy related activity. And I said like it's embarrassing that the Grizz got packed up by a school shooter. That's honestly the most embarrassing thing
Oh,
John
he-
Morant has done.
He the
But
best.
listen, there at a certain point, like the pettiness and the ego gets a hold of me. Like right now, I'm not gonna lie, I've been terrified the last 20 minutes of this podcast because normally I get to play the handsome white boy role, and like right now, I feel like I'm Nico Mannion and Jacob is Dante DiVincenzo. That's not good. That's not good for me. So like Reeves has to be an op of mine for the foreseeable future by default.
Okay,
That's
I mean,
respectable.
now that you gave me a breakdown, I think. Hold on, let me talk to the council. You good for now. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
appreciate
it.
For
Hey,
now, you good.
But wait, we got to backtrack though. Most embarrassing thing John Morant has done. Are we taking getting walked out of his home stadium by a school shooter over countersuing a teenager?
I'm gonna go counter showing a teenager. That was
That
the,
shit
That's
is
so crazy.
disgusting.
that was the craziest work
Bro.
I've ever seen. That was voodoo.
Yeah, but they like my man literally said they're good in the West, and then game
They're-
1 got Austin Reeves. Like, I
Bro,
don't
what?
Understand?
Bro,
Hey, they
they
got
just-
Rui Hachimura to make it
Like-
even worse.
They're another team, bro. Bro, they are so good. They just cannot get out of their own way.
Bro, they got beat by
just
an
can't get out of their
anime
way.
character.
as long as
game
Dylan
one.
Brooks keeps dressing like he's on RuPaul's Drag Race, they're
Oh
done.
God.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
They're done.
if you're gonna talk the way they talk and you're gonna like act the way they act, and just you're just never gonna win. Like they have all the talent in the world to win a championship. They just up here they don't fucking got. Like,
I'm just not fearing
screws loose.
I'm just not fearing anyone that looks like Lurk if he took the braids out and straightened his hair. It's just that simple.
Listen, I'm just going. Before we jump too far ahead, Dion, let me ask you before we get off the Warriors topic, bro.
Yeah.
You say they coming back, and if they win, what you got it? Okay, y'all see it.
I think we win.
Y'all
Bro,
see
I think
it.
we win. I think we win the next 4 games by more points than the Kings won the first 2 combined.
Had you said 7,
bro, this shit
to
is
say that y'all finna win 4 straight is disgusting behavior.
It's really like if you like, but see, this is the thing. Like, if you break it down, like it's really like not that crazy. Like it's like you win 2 at home. I'm gonna be honest. Like it depends on how you feel about the Kings. Like if you asked me Monday at 7:15, I would tell you there's not a world where the Kings lose a game 5 at Golden One. 10:30, I see them twerking for a suspension. It's not a world they can win a game 5 at Golden One if it's 2-2.
See,
they're too pussy.
My biggest thing
They're
is
too
just
pussy.
biggest thing is just the simple fact that look, the Warriors can easily clean up. Like 37 turnovers through 2 is crazy. They're not shooting the ball well. They can clean that stuff up. But my concern on the flip side is the Kings ain't been nothing special yet either. They've just been better than the Warriors.
That was my next question. My next question was, do you really believe that the Warriors got that next gear? I mean, which if you were talking past, it's cool.
Here's my thing. In a playoff series, you get certain things that are guaranteed to happen. Your star is going to win you a game. Your role players are going to win you a game. They got both of that in the first 2. Fox took game 1 with Monk. In my opinion, game 2, you had the Herder. What is
Herder Sabonis special?
Davion?
Oh, Davion went crazy.
Davion Mitchell.
Is that his name?
Yep. He went crazy.
Oh, don't act like you don't know who that is, bro.
I don't know, bro, honestly. Herder, Davion. I thought Trey Lyles was phenomenal in game 1. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you're not scoring 50 points with your bench at Chase. They did that twice at Golden One. Like, that's an NBA fact. You know what I mean?
Is
like,
that a fact?
Huh?
Did they score 50 points with their bench?
Both games. I think the first game they might have scored 60.
They scored 36 points with their bench in game 2.
Was it only 36? Game 1, Lyles had 16, Monk had 32. That's 48. I'm sure someone else.
Hey, you better be glad they ain't pulled out Chimizi Mechu yet.
I don't think game 2. Yeah, that's why game 2 was the one you're supposed to steal to me, and that's the one. That's why I was in more like shambles, Dion, because like, listen, I have text at 1:02 in the morning yesterday to Dion. I said, talk Thursday. I have work to do. I got to find myself because I was in shambles after the game 2 loss. I bet Warriors money line both times for irresponsible amounts of money. And just like, I'm a role player and I didn't play my role, right? Couple responses from Dion that will be kept, between the locker room doors right now. It is what it is. We have work to do. But at 10:55 a.m. this morning, my time, so 7:55 a.m. on the West Coast, I get a phone call from none other than Dion Hill Ford. I answer that phone. He goes, "You up?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "We're good," and hangs up the phone. That's it. In 6. If he says in 6, it's Warriors in 6.
I mean, all that shit.
I'll keep it all the way 100, bro. I'm keeping it all the way 100. If Draymond does not get thrown out that game, I truly believe the Kings could sweep us. I really do feel that way. Listen. However, how many times, like, what do I say every podcast? Just don't bother us and you'll be fine. Well, the Kings just bothered us.
Like I said, I believe that in the past, but you was also saying how this was going to be a cakewalk series and all that.
Still could
like,
be.
I'm just saying, man. All I'm saying is,
happen.
if me and you were in a boxing match of opinions right now through 8 rounds, I'm up like 6-2.
Oh shit!
No, you're down. You're up 2-0. You're up 2-0. Call it what it is. You're up 2-0. We are down 0-2.
If you think the first 2 games of the first round is 8 rounds of a boxing fight, that tells me more about what you feel about a long playoff.
It was just an analogy.
Well, the analogy was bad.
Man.
And your
Hey.
opinion on how this series was going to go was bad
you
too.
could say
That's
you're
why
up
you're down
1-0.
0-2.
You could say like, yo, we won the first round, but like, listen, I'll tell you right now, like, if the Warriors win the series, that doesn't mean like anything. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't mean anything.
Sacramento would literally hang a banner if they win the series, by the way.
Listen,
They already are. And that's the problem. Like, you have two teams that were content, right? And like the Kings were pounding the other team that was content because they were at home. And unfortunately, now one team isn't content anymore because you decided to fuck up. Just shut up and you would have swept us.
At the end of the day,
I don't know. Just shut up. Like
I'm gonna just keep letting the games play out because I was told a lot of things would happen in this series that haven't happened
I'll just
yet.
keep letting them play out too, because when they play out, it ends in rings. Y'all can keep the beam. We'll keep hanging banners.
You ain't hanging no more banners with this core. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, he the new Clay.
All
There's
right,
the Clay.
Clay.
He hit the Clay.
Shit.
Until they win, who's the champ?
Hey, you throw up that 4 like Clay. His defense.
But who's the champ right now?
That's the equivalent of y'all's chances of defending the title is Clay's defense.
You can't say this team's not hanging banners when first off we stalled out your team in the finals.
Yeah. Bro,
the first team to take a Draymond stomp was the Celtics.
Like you said, bro. We don't talk about history. We talk about now.
I said, "Damn, bro, I remember that." Like,
hey,
I don't know.
We don't talk about history. We talk about now, right? Because if we're talking about history, then
less than a year ago,
it's still history. History's history, whether it's yesterday or 50 years ago.
Champs. We're the champs.
And I've been trying to tell you for 2 months now that you're not going to be the champs after this year.
I mean, I said the Bucks were going to win the championship.
You said that, but Peak and vouch that you've been saying a lot of shit about how the Warriors was going to come into playoffs and do all this and all that.
If we get the perfect path, there's an avenue to winning.
And you said the Kings was the perfect path.
And they are. They just fucked up.
We gonna see.
They just fucked up. There's certain teams who like, you know, like who do the Kings remind y'all of? Because the answer is they're Memphis.
No. No. Because who is Dylan Brooks?
A better version of Memphis, to be honest.
You said the original Memphis?
They're this Memphis. They're pussy.
Hey.
So what makes the King pussy? Because Sabonis got stuck on it, and they said he should get suspended.
Bro, you cannot sit there and like, first off, bro was on the ground like he just fucking got shot. Like, come on, man. Like Draymond wears like a size 15 shoe. He got his lungs x-rayed. He got hit like, bro, he got hit in like the abs. Like, what are we talking about? And then after the game, when they were lighting the beam.
It's still corny. I'll give you that. That shit is
when they're lighting the beam, they interviewed, they're like, yo, what happened with Draymond? He's like, oh man, like I ain't got no beef with Draymond. It's just physical basketball. It's playoffs. I live for this shit. Listen to the crowd. I love that. Be physical. I can't wait to see him for game 3. Get back to the locker room. What happens when they get to the locker room? There's no room for that in the league. There needs to be some form of punishment. Yeah, did y'all see the Kings fan that said Draymond should be suspended because it was violence in the air because he thought Draymond was gonna fight the fans?
I mean, but it's some cap and shit from fans of all fan bases every year. Like,
listen, man, but this is the shit you can't do against. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what the Kings did. Like, I feel like it's a very, like, their reaction is a very standard NBA reaction. The fans' reaction is a very standard fan reaction. I do think it's bitch made. If you're not willing to acknowledge like what Sabonis did was pussy, like I think that's bitch made. I will say that. But like, other than that, like I think it's all very fair. But I mean, this is a different team over there. Like if you do that shit against the Grizzlies, we're having a different discussion.
We'll see. They just ain't showing me nothing that makes me think that they're a good basketball team.
And all I'm saying is that ain't got nothing to do with beating the fucking Kings.
I think it does.
It has a lot to do with beating the Lakers, trust me. But like, but against the Kings, we're probably all right.
I guess only time will tell.
Go ahead and get to the team that matters.
Wait, JK, you think they're gonna beat us?
I mean,
yes or no? You want to put a rack on it?
You didn't even give me a chance to answer.
You want to put a rack on it?
I ain't got a rack.
Gee, how many bets have I made without the
I mean, that's a really good point.
Hey, you either got that dog in you or you
Yeah,
don't. But
it's betting
Hey.
money we have, Dion. Really? Like,
That's OD right there.
Listen,
JK, don't let no
Hey, that's
man
all
get
I
you
needed
down.
to hear, baby.
Nah,
Dubs
nah.
in 6. Some of us got
JK.
that dog on us.
JK, do not let
Hey, you
this
would fit
man
right
do
in
you like
Sacramento, though.
that. Do not let this man
It
do
was
that.
violence in the air.
Nah, ain't
That's
nobody
crazy.
betting money they don't got. That's crazy. Y'all get crazy over there.
That's
Bad
crazy.
influence.
Yeah,
Hey, disclaimer for all the audience. Bad influence.
I promise
Don't
you, if
be
the
like
Warriors
Dion.
were up 2-0, and someone came up to me and said, "Yo, you trying to bet 15 M's that the Warriors beat the Kings?" I'd be yeah. If the Warriors blow a 2-0 lead, I'll figure that out later.
Hey,
Hey,
to all the viewers, we are not telling you where to put your money.
being
simply just
fiscally
said-
responsible means more to me.
Gotta have that dog in you to win in the playoffs.
Hey, JK,
You fit right in Sacramento. They ain't got that dog in them either.
He talking
That
about
is just
dogs.
absolutely crazy
talk
talk.
about the Lakers. Let's go. You talking
That
about
man
dogs?
talking crazy, bro.
Arrest Draymond. Arrest Draymond. Twitter's back.
That man said I ain't got that dog
Yo,
in me
son,
for not wanting to go in
did
negative
you
in the
see?
bank
And then the
account.
other thing, did you see the one of the Kings assistants said something like if some like about Draymond like going to jail, like it was assault, like what
It
he
was
did to
assault. He almost killed my man.
Yeah, no, that's what they said. Yeah,
My
no, yeah,
God.
that's what they said. They say, yo, he could have killed him. Like, yo, like, come on, man. Like, come on, man.
Hey,
Hey, it was
that is
nasty
wild.
work though, Dion. It was a nasty stomp.
It was,
Steve
but the
Austin.
whole play, like, I said this. I said this a lot last night, and I do believe this. Like, they both should have been ejected, and Draymond should probably be suspended for Game 3. I think,
Bro, honestly though, I'll give you that. That's reasonable.
I really do feel like the Warriors lucked out. I really do. Because if the refs did what they should have done to Sabonis, I don't think Draymond's playing on Thursday.
Now, I don't think he was trying to Kurt Angle, buddy, but he did have that motherfucking hell.
But here's my thing.
Because the Warriors fans on Twitter is making it seem like he had that thing up here like Kurt Angle in 06.
Here's my thing though. Like, I don't know. I have a hard time like separating it because it's like I've never played on the NBA level. So like I saw it, I'm like, yeah, bro, I would have done worse. Like we would still be he would have been on the ground holding his rib. I would have been knocking him the fuck out.
if you watch that video, I swear to God, I don't think his weight ever was even on Sabonis with the foot that was on his chest. Like he definitely like put his foot on him, obviously, but like when he jumps, like that whole heel kick in the air, he's jumping off the foot that's planted on the ground. He still has a foot planted on the court the entire time until his entire body's in the air. Like, I didn't see a stomp. I saw like a very clear, oh, I'm putting my foot on you to send a message. But like, it was the greatest acting job I've ever seen, which again is why I'm giving credit to Sabonis in the first place. But like all these national media heads who are like, oh, he needs a suspension. That's horrible for the game. Like Draymond didn't even do shit. And it's Draymond. It's not like a golden retriever puppy. This motherfucker's a pit bull. Like if you grab his leg with two legs, he's lucky that he didn't actually stomp on his throat.
Yeah, I agree. I just think he deserves a suspension because of like the moment. Like Draymond's suspensions are all based around him just not being able to separate being like a real one from playing in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like a large bulk of his issue is like, bro, leave that shit off the court. And he don't know how to do that. But that's why I love him at the same time. Like it's a love-hate. You gotta live with it. I'm good with it. But
yeah,
hey, also the other thing with like, bro, Sabonis like flat out celebrated the flagrant 2.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Bro, he's a pussy. Like they got no idea what's about to hit them. Unfortunately for them.
Hey, the thing that's crazy about it is not to the stomp extent, but Draymond did the similar shit in game 1 on the shit when they fucking fell to the ground and Draymond literally sat on bruh and was twerking on him. Like,
but, you know, like, I mean, speaking of game 1 and speaking of that play, like Domantas Sabonis drags him to the ground right in front of the ref, like no call. We were down by 1 in the bonus.
But see, like, that's just the problem with reputation. Is he gets that call if he's not Draymond, I would bet. 100%.
No, the Warriors don't get calls. Like, it is what it is. We have the worst free throw disparity in the league.
The first 2 games, bro, the foul distribution been. You were in the bonus twice with 8
How many
minutes
free
to
throws
go
did
in
the
the first
Kings
game.
shoot? How many more free throws did the Kings shoot than us in the first 2 games?
Bro, you were
Let's
in
do
the
some
bonus.
research.
You were
How
in
many
the
more free
bonus.
throws did the Kings shoot than us in the first 2 games?
Bro,
Wait,
being
listen,
in the bonus twice with 8 minutes to go and not
But so were
capitalizing
they.
off of it is nasty.
But so were they, though. You know
But
what I mean? Like,
the difference
also,
is
like,
they attack the paint. Y'all shoot threes.
yeah, I mean, that's an issue. But like, Steph gets fouled on threes, though, and he doesn't get the call. Like,
He be flailing though, crazy.
What's the new rule, like, where you can't be in someone's landing zone, right? Like, that's like a flagrant.
Yeah,
now?
but to balance that out, when he drove and lost his balance without contact and just flicked up a shot and got the free throws for it, it's like.
But like, if you're constantly in someone's landing zone, that's a flagrant. That's 2 shots in the ball. I mean, and Steph ain't gonna miss that shit.
Do you
mean,
think,
like, how many times?
How
like,
often? All right, so let's say Steph shoots 12 threes in a game. How many does he get fouled on?
that are called, or how many is
Like,
he
how many
actually
do you think he gets fouled on?
I'd say like 3 to 4. I think 2 are probably flagrants, and then 2 are like common.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, it's
I just
nasty
can't
work.
believe, bro.
Steph be throwing out some bullshit and then be flailing halfway through
93s
it.
through 2 games is
That's what the
crazy.
Warriors do, man. It's unfortunate, especially without Wiggs at full strength. But like,
Wiggs did look good last night, though.
yeah. But like, I mean, listen, if you think the Warriors like get a good whistle, I mean, that's revisionist history, which I was told we don't do on this podcast anymore. So like, I don't want to talk about history. I just want to talk.
You were the one that started. You were the one that started that rule. But I mean,
no, like, you said we shouldn't talk about history anymore. So like, I was just saying, like, free throw disparity in the league, we're last.
No, yeah, like I'm just like you said, their regular season stats don't matter,
and we're below the free throw disparity. We're one of the worst in the playoffs too,
but
including much worse than the Kings. But we should move
fouls,
on.
Though.
We should move on, huh?
Total fouls, though.
They call a lot of fouls on us.
They call a lot of fouls on the Kings too.
Not really. I mean,
it was 26-25 last night.
Yeah. Like, that's a lot of fouls on the Warriors. Like, I feel like they should have called more on the Kings. I'm gonna be honest. But keep in mind, like, let's keep in mind, if Draymond doesn't stomp on Sabonis, does that get called? Okay, let's move on to the Lakers. Let's move on to the Lakers.
Ain't no parades. I know that. I know that. We talking about the Lakers now for real? All right. Simple as this. Hey, straight dogs. Straight dogs, man. It's simple as that. Straight fucking
We
dogs.
keep it unbiased on this pod, by the way.
But it's no way you think beating the Grizzlies is impressive.
Straight dogs. We not down 0-2, so I'm chilling. I'm good.
Hey, listen, I respect going to Memphis and when you're doing my dirty work for me. I appreciate it.
I'm cool with that. Look, I don't know why we acting out. I told you last week what the business was with the Lakers. I told y'all last week.
So wait, but like,
I'm standing on that.
How many are they winning in?
Bro, they winning. I said initially they was winning in 6 anyway, but Dion's saying 5. He not even a fan,
right?
Ja probably gonna play.
Ja, that shit look bad, bro. I don't even think Ja can like dribble.
He's a pussy.
Oh, that was a nasty fall, but fuck it. It happens.
He the same dude that said Jordan Poole Thanos snapped his knee.
He did though. He did ruin that kneecap. It was over with. It was over with, bro. I mean, look, my game 1 takeaways is just like, I don't know, bro. It was just a crazy team effort that I saw, and I love that because we rarely got to see that this year. They barely played together this year with Bron at least. And that's the worst game I think I've seen Bron play in a hot minute. Offensively. Shit is looking good.
Bron's been really bad objectively. For like a month.
God. Yeah, on God. But that game was the turnover. Nah, see, my problem with Bron is his turnovers, but it's Bron. Like, whatever. He got the ball the most anyway. But
I mean, listen, bro, you gotta live and die with what got you there, right?
That's exactly what I'm on. I just think they dogs. If they can collectively do this, 15 more games, man.
I don't think they play enough defense to beat the Bucks. but respectfully, I would have them as.
That's a hard matchup for anybody, for real, for real.
Yeah, for real, it is. I mean, I would say that about any team, to be fair. Like, it's not necessarily like a diss on the Lakers, but
That's another factor that, like, as a Warriors fan, do you think that impacts it if the Lakers do win in 5, and then you're still like, either playing Game 6 or Game 7 against the Kings? Like,
we don't want to play Lakers.
All right. So how bad?
I told y'all the path we need to get to the championship. That has
Can
not
I ask
changed.
you this though? Because you said earlier, like the only person cares is Steph, and it's because it's Steph versus Bron. So why do you not want the Lakers?
Because this team needs more than Steph. I think. Unfortunately,
you don't think that just playing LeBron James would get everybody in the spot that you want them to be in?
See, I don't think it matters, because I just think
it goes both ways though.
Right now, I don't think it does.
I just don't think.
I gotta be honest. Right now, I wish I felt like this team wanted it. You know what I mean? But I said last year I didn't think they wanted G. Like, you know that. Like, I
know
really,
that. But like,
I really feel like last year
Dre's gonna show up trying to put together an audition tape for LeBron. Like, Clay's weird enough to it doesn't. I don't think it matters who you're playing for Clay. Curry's gonna show up against LeBron.
Well, when I think of the Lakers, I just get a spitting image of the first game of the season, when Draymond called LeBron to the bench to tell LeBron that he didn't think LeBron committed a foul on Jordan Poole. And I just can't get that out of my head. And I just don't know if Draymond knows what team he's on if we play the Lakers next series, to be completely honest.
What about this, though? Because, JP has been unplayable, and that hurts me personally, emotionally, so badly to say. But, hypothetically, I mean, you would know better than me, Dion. Some LA girls courtside, would that be enough to get JP going?
Listen, if the Jenners are there, and let's say Shannon Sharp suplexes Draymond Green, Warriors in 5. Like, Warriors in 5. But if it's just basketball, I don't know. I don't know. Like, if we're just hooping, I don't know, man.
See, I mean, I guess I don't know. That's my question, is at what point is there a point where you stop saying that they don't care and admit that they're just not very good?
That's the same thing.
How is that the same thing?
That's a part
as a fan though, it would be hard for him to sit there and sit there.
I mean, I said earlier that they're not very good. This is a bad team. They stunk last year. They stink this year. But
okay, this is 2 different versions of stinking though.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think last year they started at home against the Nuggets, who were depleted, and then they got to play a Memphis team that, decided to talk shit. So it just is what it is. And then they played a Mavs team who wasn't good, and then, bro, they were getting their ass beat by the Celtics. If the Celtics don't say anything, I think the Celtics continue to do that. Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like, I've said the same thing over and over again. We asked the question a bunch. Like, I don't know how many different ways I can say it. I don't think the team was good last year. I don't think they're good this year. I don't think they gave a shit last year. I don't think they give a shit this year. Any team that shuts up is going to beat them.
That's just, I don't know. To say they don't give a shit is just crazy to me.
Bro, the Warrior shot is over, dude. So
wait, two of our 3 best players are fat. They don't.
Luka's fat.
Huh?
Yeah, wait, he in Cancun. He there early.
And Luka don't give a shit either. Where he?
Wait, who's the third player that's fat?
No, Clay and Draymond are fat, and then Steph's the third player who shows up in shape.
I didn't know Clay was fat.
Oh no, Clay's fat. So this is when I knew they didn't care. The beginning of the season, Clay was on a minutes restriction because he was fat. like he had a whole off season, and he just was fat. Draymond, minutes restriction. They said what? Fat. Like it's just fat. It's two fat dudes.
It's gonna be interesting, but I mean, yeah, the Lakers. I don't even, especially without Ja, bro. Without Ja, that shit is a sweep.
They look better without Ja.
Yeah, they might be better
but
without
thank
Ja.
you, P. I said that last year. Grizzlies fans don't get it. They're better without him.
Nah,
Tyus
dead
Jones
ass.
is nice.
That is
Tyus.
low key. Like, what was their record without him to end the year? Like, bro, the last 2 years without Ja, they have an insane record.
Nah, it's
I
just
still
yo,
just think in the postseason though, like you got to have a star, and they don't have
JK,
one without
Ja,
Ja.
bro. Ja is, bro. Don't get me wrong. Ja is nice as fuck. Top 5 to 7 point guard talent in the league, wherever you want to rank him, because wherever. But yo, he's a ball stopper. Like they have court offense without him looks way better than they do with him. He just stops the momentum of things for them, bro. For me, like it's not saying he's not good. Did he lead them to where they need to go? Some believe yes, some believe no. I knew you would say no. So like, could he do it? Maybe. But bro, Tyus could start.
Bro, Tyus Jones'
Tyus
assist to turnover ratio for his career is nuts. It's like 0.8.
Yeah,
he's led the league for like 5 straight years.
He's starter worthy though.
We got to keep going through the topics because I know all of us got shit to do. So I'm just cut y'all off just to say one thing. Zubac just fell on the floor and Torrey Craig was around him and Zubac didn't grab his leg. So it turns out that stuff can happen.
Hey, it also turns out like that Kawhi Leonard is really good at basketball in the postseason, and people always forget. Not sure why, but
we forget because he don't play.
Because he don't fucking play.
What the hell you mean, JK?
You want to talk about a dude that don't give a shit?
Bro, really is just a robot though, bro. It's crazy. He's
like, even Ty Lue said it. That's what we prep him for. Oh, look at you. They holding out on why he don't play.
I guess honestly, all the other series like kind of stink. Like the Sixers and the Celtics are both sweeping. The Bucks, like, if Giannis is healthy, they're not losing another game. I mean, that's a big question, but
yeah, he hurt.
The Cavs Knicks is fun.
Cavs and 6.
I think the Cavs are way better though.
If you enjoy watching really bad basketball, Cavs Knicks is definitely
no. See, that's what I'm saying. It's fun from a like competitive standpoint. Like tonight wasn't, but that's the series you watch if you want to watch sloppy ass defensive basketball. But
Can I throw one general NBA playoff take that I've been cooking up at the three of you and get your feel on this?
Oh god.
Okay, talk to me.
This isn't even like a hater take. This is a general like open floor take. I think this is the most important championship in the league in the last 10 years. Because if you go back a decade, every single title has been won by the team that has either LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard once, Giannis once, or the Spurs stole one as a team.
Kawhi's
all-time dynasty. But like this year, it's not that, right? Like maybe LeBron gets one, maybe Curry finds a way to get one. Like, is it Giannis's league now? If Giannis gets it, is it KD doing it by himself the first time?
This feels like and I said this like 2 months ago. This just feels like the year where like the tides turn to the new.
But to who though? That's
because
Luka's
Giannis,
not even here, and Luka's the next one.
Pete, how long we been hearing that?
Hey, it's over with, dog.
That's why, like, when we talk about the Grizzlies, like, we can't take them serious as a title contender if Ja Morant's their best player. Like, he doesn't belong on that list.
To be honest, I didn't even look.
Giannis is still young, so that's why it's like still, even if he wins, like, I guess
is Giannis still young though?
The new
I think it's the most important title because, like, I don't think. Well, one, if the Warriors win, they're gonna have to redo the CBA again. And two, like, if the Warriors don't win, like, I feel like, bro, I think player movement's gonna be at an all-time high. So I don't think there's any such thing as dynasties. So I feel like for almost every team, every year could almost be your last chance at it. So, like, I don't think there's ever been higher pressure.
Are you pitching me on the transfer portals coming to the NBA?
Basically,
Is that
basically.
the pitch right now?
So like, I really do think like with the new CBA, like they're basically daring players to try to do the player empowerment thing and just leave. So it's like, I mean, like I look at the Celtics, right? Like the All NBA voting kind of determines how important this fucking playoff run is,
But
right?
at the same time, it doesn't, because you can only sign a supermax with the team that drafted you. So he can only sign a supermax with Boston.
Which is what I'm saying. If he's All NBA, then maybe Boston sits comfortably, right? If he's not All NBA, then it's like, oh shit,
But
we got to
the
do it
issue
right now.
is, if he doesn't make All NBA and he signs a smaller contract, he'll never be able to sign the supermax with
Right.
another team. So that's what makes it hard. Like, that's a hard
Right.
piece.
Like, but there's so many, like, take the Kings, for example.
Yeah.
If the All NBA voting comes in and Sabonis and Fox are both All NBA players,
Yeah.
it's the end of the road, buddy. Because Vivek ain't giving them no damn supermax.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? Like, if some of these teams like don't like I've always said windows are small, and most fan bases, most teams don't really see it that way. I feel like I think the CBA just changed that. Your window's hella small.
Yeah. But like, in a way, isn't that, don't we think that's kind of in a way fun for the league? Because like, you're never gonna fucking know.
Okay, well, let me flip it. Let's get into the transfer portal. Let's get into the transfer. First off, G, I need to ask you something. Just we support everything that each other do.
Sure.
Is Caleb Love going to Michigan? What's going on with that? Like, are we?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the update?
So we do have rumors there that somehow he might not,
Okay.
which came to my attention today for the first time. But I think first of all, it came to me through Carter Elliott, who wouldn't tell me who his source was. He just said it was someone who DM'd him. So I think it was like Sparty season 6'9" on Twitter, who was like, "Yo, have you heard anything about Caleb Love not going to Michigan?" And Cart was like, "Oh, that's for sure real." So all in all, I think he's coming. I think he transferred, right? JK is the thing.
Yeah.
Like he graduated from UNC, and as long as he graduated, he doesn't have any issues with school at Michigan. But the question was like, does he even care about school at this point? Which is a fair one. Like, I don't even think he's ever going to show up in like a graduate class at Michigan, but I don't think that matters. He can still play basketball. The larger issue is he stinks at basketball.
He's so bad.
Like, Michigan's entire plan A for this season is to hope that Caleb Love has some like untapped superstar potential. So they're fucked. Like, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. Like, I've had to pretend I like Hunter Dickinson for 2 years. Like, Dion knows this. I text him all the time. Like, are we Hunter? And like, we had a good week while this team was like projected to be in the NIT, saying we are Hunter and feeling good about it. And then like, it just broke me at a certain point. And now like, I could deal with being bad, for real. I could deal with being bad and just being likable and like watching Doug McDaniel grow up in front of my eyes. I would take a bullet for him. I would jump in front of a train for him. But now I have to root for Caleb Love for 32 games. They're probably going to go like 15-17. And he's going to be horrible. Like, he's not fun to watch.
Bro,
Like,
you're literally, you're
not
preaching
fun
to the choir, bro.
So G,
Crazy.
the reason I asked is Nadu tweeted out.
Oh.
And I was gonna text you this, but then I saw it like right before we recorded. I thought it'd be hilarious to show to say this to you on the pod. He tweeted out that per a source of his, which I'm assuming is just Marty Bush, Caleb Love only went to Michigan under the assumption Hunter Dickinson would come out the transfer portal and go there too. And like apparently that's like why the rumors are starting, I guess.
Bro, first off, the comedic timing of Cart to text you that after tweeting a satirical Michigan academics tweet today is just god tier comedic timing. Also, like, if I was you, I would be begging for that rumor that he's not coming to Michigan to be true. So, I mean, trust me, you don't want it. He's a cancer. Like,
yeah. I mean, no shit. The dude who fucked his backcourt mate's girl mid-season and took the #1 preseason team in the country to the NIT, and then the entire team said they wouldn't play in the NIT until he hit the portal, and then they all signed up to come back to school immediately within 24 hours. Like, no shit. That guy's a bad guy. He's not super fun to be around.
See, that's my thing is like, Was it desperation for Michigan to just bring in a name?
Jay. Yes, 100%. Not a name. Like, this roster sucks, and it sucked last year when they made the NIT, even though the narrative from everybody who didn't ever watch Michigan was, oh, they got all this talent because they have 2 first-round picks. The problem is both the first-round picks suck, to use Dion's favorite term. Like, Jett Howard's one of the worst college basketball players I've ever seen. He's absolutely useless.
Stinks.
When he's not just set shooting. And Kobe Buffkin was good for a month at the end of the year. And coincidentally, that's when Michigan played well, even though they lost some of those big games. So, like, beyond those two and Hunter, they had nothing. Like, literally nothing. Like, at all times, they had a guy who should not be playing Division I basketball, let alone at Michigan or like a top 25 team.
So look, this is the other part. Is Michigan better with Caleb Love, or if Kobe Buffkin wouldn't have declared for the draft?
That's not even a question. Kobe. Well, not like Kobe's 100 times better than Caleb Love is. And like, it's not even that Caleb Love is a bad player, which I think he is. It's not even that he's like a bad teammate, which he obviously is. I think he's a horrible hang. Like, he's not even a dude like I think Hunter Dickinson is like a douchebag, but I think like people like to like go on the overseas trips with him and be on a yacht with him. Like, nobody wants Caleb Love on a yacht with them ever at all. Like, he's the dude that like you go to a party with and you like make an awkward excuse to like Irish goodbye him. And like nobody wants to hang out with him. It's
the only people that like Caleb Love are people from St. Louis, aka ML.
Do we think, because we've been big proponents of the past Europe trip and how it went, and I mean, I listen to all your content. Do we think Caleb Love? Do we think Hunter Dickinson is gonna bring his girlfriend on the trip, knowing Caleb Love's there, or is that like a gray area where he just has to make it?
So I said this. The thing that I can 100% get most excited for about Caleb Love is if they brought Caleb Love in specifically to fuck Hunter's girl, which I think is like a 20% chance, honestly. Like, that makes more sense on paper than watching Caleb Love and looking at all his numbers and being like, let's build the offense around that dude shooting 25 times a game. Like, that, it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So if this is just a petty move to get back at Hunter, all in on it, because Hunter's girl still goes to Michigan. She's still in Ann Arbor. She's going to meet Caleb Love, and Caleb Love is going to pull. He just is. Like, that's the one thing the man can do. So I don't know what happens, man. It's not gonna be fun to watch. I think Nadeau is wrong objectively. I do think Caleb Love probably just like assumed Hunter's at Michigan, and even if people told him like he's in the portal, Caleb was probably like, oh, he's coming back. But like,
because I'm gonna be the reason he comes back. That's probably his mindset.
I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Caleb Love had zero good like his other finalist was Missouri. Like, people want to act like Caleb Love could go anywhere he wants. Like, none of the Blue Bloods would touch Caleb Love at this point. No. So he's like, he can act like he's upset Hunter doesn't come back if Hunter doesn't come back, but like, he's still gonna be at Michigan. And even on top of that, Hunter might come back, guys. Like, I get there's a lot of smoke right now. That's what Hunter wants. Like, if Hunter truly had his heart set on coming back to Michigan, he would want there to be smoke right now. Yeah. It would be silent, and you wouldn't hear a peep if he was just going to commit to Kansas tomorrow.
I think just from listening to all your stuff, and we were Hunter for about a week, so like, I feel like if there's anyone that knows what's going through Hunter's mind, it's probably the two of us.
Yeah,
I honestly believe if he was leaving, he would have already committed.
Yeah. No,
like, I really do.
I always joke like I'm a body language PhD guy. It just is what I am. The truest test of that right now is Jaden Akins. If he hits the portal, I'm 3 for 3 on my body language PhD calls. But like, I've been in tune with Hunter since the moment I shook that man's hand at Big Ten Media Day 2 years ago. Like, I read him like a book. I knew he was a douchebag. I like knew everything that was going to happen in Michigan the next 2 years. I basically laid out in a podcast in the summer 2 years ago. And right now, I think he's coming back to Michigan. I really do. And I don't feel great about that because I hate watching him and I hate watching Caleb Love, but it is what it is.
It would make sense. I mean, the man is literally like the drama queen of college basketball. So for him to pull this stunt just to come back would be the most Hunter Dickinson thing ever.
My other question regarding Caleb Love was, did you ghostwrite what Goodman said when Caleb Love committed to Michigan about about how Michigan was desperate to get a big name?
So no, I wish I could take credit for that. Goodman hates Caleb Love. Clearly, Goodman hates a lot of people, but yeah, like I've talked to him direct about it. Like I was sitting next to him when Hunter hit the portal, and when there were Caleb Love rumors going around, and like he's the worst. Like he hates him as a person. He thinks he's a horrible kid. Caleb Love, like apparently Goodman ranked them like second preseason last year, and Caleb Love like retweeted it and was like the disrespect because they were ranked second in the summer. So now Goodman's just like, fuck this idiot, and dances on his grave every opportunity he has. I don't know, man. Like things are bad for me right now. The Warriors are 0-2. All my actual teams are still like first in the lottery projections right now.
Shout out Killian Hayes, the GOAT.
Like nothing. I have nothing right now other than the chocolate chip cookies. I'm about to be a dad in like 3 weeks. I just went to the hospital to learn like where to park when we go into labor. And
Valid.
like now I'm doing 2-hour podcasts with like my life's in shambles right now.
I just want to say, last thing on Caleb Love, I love that he retweeted Goodman for putting him second. That's such an us move. It's insane. And then to completely bottle it by going to the NIT is also an us move.
Yeah.
I'm turning a little bit of a corner now that I know that. But Goodman, the reason I asked if he ghostwrite it, I thought he hit it on the head, like with his explanation. Like that, there couldn't have been a better way to describe like what happened with that spot.
Yeah. Caleb Love also 100% like has a Sunday Tilt account and reaches his max once every 2 weeks for sure.
I love that.
Shout out our bookie, by the way. If our bookie somehow sees this, shout out to you.
Shout out to him. You will be at my wedding one day. Like it's just the nicest. Like he's just the nicest guy in the world.
Dion, that might be the craziest thing you've ever said. I feel like you would hate to get married.
Yeah, I mean, I probably.
I'm about to say, I was like, you said it. I was like, from the things that I've heard. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a metaphorical wedding. Metaphorical.
Yeah. Married
he's
to
an
the
important
game.
part of my life. That was the point of the comment.
Married to the game.
He's just such a good dude. Like he's always been there for G. And by the way, he threw. Actually, we don't use these things. But what he did to ML is like hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was great.
So
Shout out to
before
Clark.
we get to most hated, we have to do a draft per usual. And kind of P gave me the idea because it's kind of been a thing on Twitter for the past week or two. So it is officially time. We'll try to keep the explanation short since we're kind of long already here to do our I'm him moments draft. And
Let's just do 3. I don't want to.
yeah, we can just do 3. That's
Oh,
fine.
are we only doing 3? Because I brought 7, and I feel pretty good
Hey.
about all 7.
Hey, he's
I like
strapped.
that. I
Well,
like that.
all
I
right,
like that.
we'll play it by ear. If we can get through these first 3 quick, which may be hard because we are the most tangential pod on the planet.
Oh,
But
so
How about this, Jake? Can I just rattle through 4 and then I'll save 3 for the actual draft?
yeah, we'll let
right.
you do the precursor since you're a guest.
All right, let me rattle off 4 real quick. I got to make sure I save the 3 best ones for later. All right, so I got first off, being at a golf outing, like with friends of friends, but people that have never seen you swing a club before, and then you hit a fairway on the first tee.
Facts. Because they
That's how I'm
immediately
him
think
moment.
that you're like
Hey.
sandbagging.
Yeah, just
Hey.
like you don't know these dudes, but you just on the first tee, you hit it in the middle, like boom.
I'm gonna be
you're
honest.
there.
I'm gonna be honest, G. I'm a nigga. I don't know what that means. Break that down some more. You on the fairway, so you on the right path. You on the
I
fairway.
just want to point out for anyone that's not watching, he has ponytails in his hair.
Hey, but you gotta be a real G. You gotta have a real dog mentality to rock some pigtails. You gotta know you him to do something like that.
That's
And I am.
Are you gonna put yourself in your I'm him moments draft for Rocket Big?
I have a couple of myself.
I got pretty.
Yeah, I
a
have
lot
a
of
couple
I'm
of
him
myself
moments.
too, to be honest.
My next 3 I'll be pretty quick on. First off, my little nephew is a 7-year-old. He plays in a U9 soccer league, and he had 6 goals the one game I went to see him in the summer. And on the way out, like I'm walking him to the car, and I'm like, "Damn, you played really well." He was just like, "Yeah." Didn't really say much. One
That's
of his teammates walks out and goes, "Good game, Messi." And I look at him, I go, "Do they call you Messi?" And he goes, "Yeah." And just put his head back down, kept walking. Elite I'm him moment. Number 3 is when George W. Bush threw the first pitch after 9/11. Again, I'm being pretty white, but like that was right down the middle. It was just right down the middle.
It was tough.
And at least half that crowd wanted
Bro
it.
went to a pitching coach for 2 weeks before that, 100%.
Yeah, that was a big moment. And then fourth one, hypothetical person for this one. But let's say, so you put a baby in your girl and then you wait for the baby pictures to drop. And then the day they drop on Facebook and Instagram at Mallory Wad, then you throw a petty like to your girl's high school ex's mom's latest Facebook post.
I mean, I don't even know if that's I'm him. That's just diabolical. You move Milwaukee. You move Milwaukee.
A hypothetical situation, of course.
Yeah, no, did not happen.
Yeah, I mean, hey, somebody got some explaining to do.
There's just no better way to kick the I'm him or her. If you got a female moment in there too, that's fine.
Real quick, are we doing like it can be any moment, or
dude, it could
like
literally be you were at the bar like slamming shots with your boys and some shit happened, and it can be an iconic moment. It could be anything.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, there's a lot that I just can't say on the pod, probably. So, I mean,
for the sake of this exercise. All right,
Who's next?
Me? Oh, okay. Well, my first one is sports, and I remember watching this as a kid, kind of, sort of a kid. Actually, yeah, mid kid. Actually, I think I was about to go into high school with this shit. Yo, Trey Burke shot versus Kansas. That is a big, I have big nuts, fuck y'all moment. I think in that game, I think I had to do some research on the game. I think he didn't have any points before half and came out and dropped, 23 in the second half. I'm him. I'll forward Trey Burke the long way for that memory forever.
It's the only picture I have framed in my basement right now, P. I'm looking at it right now.
That shot was tough. We used to go play pickup ball trying to when you kids, you just try to damn replicate shit. We was literally trying to damn come off that screen to hit that deep tray ball as kids. So that shit was dope. And it's an honorary one since you are the guest.
Respect. Appreciate it.
All right.
First I'm him moment. Actually, Pierre was involved in this. It was 4 years ago. Our first ever DraftKings takedown. It was an absolute thing of beauty. We were playing an NBA slate. It was a night where Giannis was injured. And so we stacked like $4. Brooke Lopez, Bobby Portis. It was like Ilyasova. That's how long ago it was. And on top of that, Harden was our big play. And we almost got busted by the fact that D'Angelo Russell on the fucking Warriors went absolutely ape against the Suns that night. But nonetheless, we were in different pools, but we both won our pools. It was a takedown for 2 bands. My first ever daily fantasy win. It was just absolutely incredible. I was on cloud 9. No feeling like it ever.
You make a grown man cry with that shit, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was a good night. It was almost Christmas time, too. It was a Christmas miracle.
I had new type of bread for gifts.
Respect. That's big. Yeah, that reminds me of like Dion and I trying to claw back on a Sunday when we're down like 3.7 thousand and just make it happen out of nowhere. All right, my first one, a little unorthodox here, but when the girl from Juno, I believe her name used to be Ellen Page, became Elliot Page, literally an I'm him moment.
Yeah, you can't.
These are just diabolical, bro, with him. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, listen, you got to understand, when I told G that we were having this segment, I intentionally told him 2.5 hours pre-show because I knew the type of shit he would put on the list at the given time.
He's a mastermind at work right now. I'm not going to lie.
My second one is it's my pops. So I was like 7 or 8. We were at the dinner table. and bro's like a black belt in karate, I guess. I don't know. That's probably a lie. That's what he claims. It's probably a lie. And he was like, yo, I'll beat your ass. He's like 40 something years old, by the way. I'm 8. I was like, nah, I got hands for you. Like, don't even trip. And so, like, obviously we didn't fight.
You said you was 8
Obviously,
and he
we-
was 40?
Oh yeah, he was old. He was talking about he was gonna be my. Like, I mean, listen, it grew up in a different era, different type. I grew up in a different era in the hood, different, just different. I grew up a little different. And like, listen, he could have beat my ass and did often, but like he was talking about like how if I got into a fight, I didn't know how to fight, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna be fine. So next day I go to school. Yeah, I had a big mouth, so I was running my mouth to some middle schoolers. I ain't gonna lie, I got chased home by like 5 dudes. And I'll never forget this. For 3 blocks, I could see my dad's shadow like in the door. And I knew he was just standing there. And like for whatever reason, I was like, maybe he'll come help. Bro just locked the door and like went back inside and like let me get jumped. And then I came inside and he's like, are you ready to learn how to fight now? And taught me how to fight that night. We won't get into what happened like in the next coming day. You know what I mean? Like I got my get back for sure though. For sure got my get back. But like, yeah, he's hip. Like he always knew when I was doing some dumb shit and was like right there to like ensure that I got what I had coming.
Wow.
It was like there's been a few times like where I've like predicted stuff and it happened the next day. Like he knew I was about to get my ass beat for some reason. Like he wasn't even at school with me. Like he just knew. Like I went to a K through 8. He just knew like I was about to get my ass beat.
I feel like I understand so much more about who you are as a person now after hearing that one story about your dad.
The only part of that story that didn't surprise me is when he said, "I had a big mouth." As if we didn't.
He let it fly. Hey,
we got after it.
I will admit, I got a new profound respect. He said he got his get back.
Oh, I got my get back. Sure.
I fuck with that.
I started.
No, I need that. I need to hear this.
Yeah, we'll hear this post.
I need to hear it on the pod. Don't rob the people.
So I got thrown out of the school district I was in. So when I got my get back, I basically started an all-out war between 2 cities, like at like the lower school level, and like 300 kids met at like the track. I wasn't even there, bro.
Middle school madness type beat.
I was only 8. Like I was only 8, and this was a whole bunch of middle school. But like I'm telling you, like like when I say I grew up in the hood, like I really, really grew up in the hood. And like there was a lot of like older people that like looked after me for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because of my dad. I don't know. But and like they were mad. Like when they heard I got jumped outside the house, like they were upset. So like, I mean, I got my get back, and then like they got, they obviously went back and forth. Basically, I got thrown out of the school district because like a 300-person brawl happened on the track that I wasn't even a part of.
Instigator badge on Hall of Fame.
I mean, and the reason I wasn't a part of it, I think I wasn't in juvie, but like I was dealing with like something like that, so I wasn't allowed to go to school at the time.
That's nutty.
Yeah, I was basically on probation.
I mean, it wasn't as crazy as Dion's, but I'm him moment. I wrote down.
Hold on, P. Low key.
Go ahead.
I'm damn near him for that too. That was about my pops, but now that we said the rest of the story, hey.
I mean, no, you got kicked out your school district. It was on probation. Yeah, you was on timing.
I was on probation a couple times as a kid.
you was on timing. Like I said, mine wasn't as extensive as yours. All I simply wrote down was Jeff Hardy in any ladder match.
Fire.
Straight him. Straight him. Like there's not any wrestler that has more pull than Jeff Hardy on in my generation. This man, he had me doing front flips off the couch.
I found
him.
Bro. So this is gonna be more of a I'm her moment, but it's just some complete savage shit that my girl did actually. So my best friend.
Is she still in the room? Still in the room right now?
She's finna hear this.
Can she just tell the story?
Yeah, I would like to see live reaction to this story.
Hey, listen, we'll turn the camera for this so you can see. So basically,
turn it.
Turn the camera, we see nothing.
Hey, she camera shy. It's crazy. She be posting on Instagram, but she camera shy. Shit don't make no sense. But so basically, my friend Nick.
Who the hell under the table?
For
Is that a
like,
dog?
hey, she doing.
Oh,
she,
my
she
fault.
grinding.
No,
Bruh,
I was saying, who the hell under the table? I didn't know who
That's
Bro
a
was.
dog, bro.
I know.
Listen, so my best friend Nick was in a relationship for like 2.5 years, and Shorty did him dirty, was cheating on him, and like broke up with him, but obviously had been cheating on him. So then she go on Facebook, and within a week of them breaking up, she posted a relationship status update, and she's in a relationship with some like 30-year-old dude, like with a kid, all that stuff. No disrespect, Greg. I respect the kid grind. But so my girl goes to her Facebook page and laughs at the relationship status update, the reaction on Facebook. And then the girl hits her up talking about some, I'm going to get your account banned, sends this whole paragraph, just like absolute stupid shit. My girl responds, LOL, and proceeds to get all 30 of her family members to go laugh at the same post that she laughed at. And she proceeded to block all 30 members of the family.
Some was that she got
shit
that
was
dog
hilarious.
in her. She got that
That
dog in her.
shit was hilarious, bro. That's just top tier pettiness. That's some like Dion and Greg level pettiness right there.
Got that dog in her. I'll say that.
That's elite petty. It's elite petty.
Yeah.
Tell
I
her
damn
I'm
near
proud. Tell her I'm
died.
proud of her for that. She went crazy. I'm proud.
Yeah, I respect it. All right. This one is Kevin Spacey, but before Kevin Spacey
God.
did some bad things. So this is when Kevin Spacey in the movie Seven was John Doe. And then at the end of the movie, like the whole movie is him committing heinous murders, but like in the 7 deadly sins is the theme if you haven't seen the movie. And they get him, like these motherfuckers, Brad Pitt, arrest him.
Bro.
They chasing him the whole movie, right?
I just watched this movie. That's
They
funny you say
chase
that.
him all the way to the desert. They get him before the 7th sin has been committed. They think they stopped him before a murder. And they got him in cuffs in the desert. And this motherfucker, Kevin Spacey, John Doe, looks at the camera and says, check the box. And Brad Pitt walks his handsome ass to the car. And actually, it's Morgan Freeman opens it up and just shuts it. And Brad Pitt's like, what's in the box?
You know
What's in the box? Brad Pitt's wife's severed head is in the box.
It's over
because
with.
Kevin Spacey.
Talk to
Kevin
him.
Spacey said, I'm him. I'm that motherfucker. That was it.
That is, bro.
Hey,
The what's in the box shit was a trend for so long because it's
What
such a
movie is
valid
that?
moment.
Seven.
It's on net. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
It's elite.
Just honestly, don't even watch. Just YouTube the scene. What's in the box? It's an all-timer movie. Also, like Kevin Spacey saying "What's in the box" has a whole different meaning than it would have been. Like,
Yeah, now I don't want to know what's in the box at all because it's yeah.
My third one, this is the last one about me. This is probably like,
Well, damn, all 3 of them about you.
I mean, I'm him.
Damn.
I'm him. Second one was technically about my pops, but y'all made
Nah,
me tell
hell
the
no,
story.
no. You switched it. You
And
did.
no,
that.
G said he wanted to hear the story. So, but this is probably my greatest work. So, like, growing up, probably like in first grade was the first time I heard like, y'all, you'll never go to college. Like, you're more likely to be in prison at 18. Like, you're not gonna live till you're 30. Like, whatever, right? And so I heard that from 7 teachers. I don't remember their names now, but when I graduated college and got my master's, and my mom, shout out my Dukes, by the way. This one's technically like she's her. So my Dukes had all of their emails from like, you know, with the class rosters or whatever. And she sent them a picture of my bank account and my master's degree and said, you can never be him. It was tough.
Oh, so that's tough.
It was tough.
I mean,
And I
that's
told her,
tough.
I tried to explain like to her, like, yo, they're doing like God's work. Like, it's not about like, sir, it's not about objects. You know what I mean? Like they're growing the youth. And she said they shouldn't have said that shit to you. They're lucky. That's all right.
My dude's always gonna have your back no matter what. Man. That's just how it is. And that's lit. That's lit though. That you got it's lit that you got the even flex a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
pretty
I was
lit.
gonna do worse. But like, you know, to each their own. An email works too. They probably didn't even get the email. There's no way. Ain't no way their emails from 2003 are still like live.
Just still.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
pull up to the house.
The hell? Oh, we went with movies, so I'm gonna have to go John Wick and John Wick 2. And I don't know if you ever seen John Wick before, but there's a rule that on Continental Grounds, which is like a big ass hotel, you can't conduct business, you can't kill nobody, none of that. So the man that John Wick was after, he was running. He ran inside the Continental because he know he couldn't be touched. John Wick didn't give a fuck about none of them rules. Shot bruh dead in the head. In the Continental. But bruh told him, he said, if you do this, you excommunicado, and we will have thousands of people coming for you. He said, I don't give a fuck.
John Wick with all the smoke.
Him.
He with all the smoke.
He with all them problems.
All the smoke.
Over a puppy and a
You
car.
don't need to be motivated. He just
Hey,
gonna kill you.
it is what it is. They call him the Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. That's hard.
Yeah.
Nah, he with all the smoke.
That shit is crazy.
No free promo though. Fuck John Wick. No free promo.
This will be my only, professional sports moment one, but it just hits different with me. Tiger Woods in the 2019 Masters. Complete legacy I'm him victory. Like, the man was never supposed to win another major. He really wasn't even supposed to win another tournament. The whole entire tournament field is to the point where like they're actually rooting for Tiger to win, which in golf is nuts. Every fan at Augusta is rooting for Tiger to win, which would have happened anyways. But that is genuinely one of the most I'm him moments ever, because he always dominated Augusta. But to go ghost and not win for as long as he did, and then just pop back out and be like, oh yeah, I'm still the greatest at this shit, is just absurd to me.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not feeling that shit. I'm hating.
Ooh.
I'm not feeling that shit, bro.
Pete, as someone who had the response that they had to Greg's first golf situation of I'm him, I'm not surprised that you're not.
Listen though, I'm not feeling that, because you really could have said Austin Reeves against Memphis game 1, and I would have been lit. You didn't say that.
My
you
God,
ducked it.
Like,
that's better than Tiger Woods shit.
This
Like,
was wrong
what?
with Laker fan. Well, I know you're not a Laker. I know you're not a Laker fan, Pete, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Quit capping, I am. But
No, you're bronze-sexual. No,
let's be honest. I was on Facebook in 2012 talking about the Lakers. You don't know me for real.
Your bags are always packed.
You don't know me for real, Dion. Quit playing.
When's his contract up?
You know, it can be over with. It can be over with this year, and I'll
you going too. Both y'all going.
I'm not going. Quit capping.
So you gonna be a Laker fan at Brown Lee?
Bro, I was watching I have a Nick Young Lakers jersey. What do you mean? I was watching them when they was trash. Bro,
set in stone.
Man, that was way before.
Bronze-sex? You was with him running on the beach in that 2012 commercial?
Man, listen, Steph Sex was way worse than Bron Sex was, bro. I'm convinced y'all really grabbed both.
They both are toxic. They're both really bad.
Y'all cherish his nuts though. That's the difference. Y'all would actually
he stayed. He the one that stayed.
Y'all would actually lay it down for him. That's
y'all
what I'm
Pop's
saying.
Been going to the grocery store for 10 years and they never.
I'm not worried about none of that. I'm not worried about none of that.
Yeah, Austin Reeves had 17 points and y'all acting like he fucking shot 50.
Y'all down 0-2. Y'all got the beam up. Y'all got the whole sky purple. Thanks for that. Y'all got the whole damn sky purple, and you mad at the world. We can't be happy.
I was there game 2. Like, I didn't know the beam ends. I thought it goes all the way into space.
Bro just thought it was touching NASA.
I didn't listen. I didn't know they were poor. I mean, that was my takeaway. Yeah, the Kings are broke. They basically got a flashlight up there. That ain't even a beam.
That's the perfect segue.
Wait! I didn't get to do my third.
That's facts.
Yeah, my bad. I mean, I rattled off 4 at the beginning, but I got my final one. Let me end the draft here real quick before I get my final selection. Let me run through a couple more honorable mentions. I'll fly through these ones. The medical staff member that shot up Pat Mahomes with fentanyl in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Jacob's dentist. Michael Jordan almost losing GOAT status due to a gambling addiction. Anytime Carlos Alcaraz does anything, and then me conceiving my child on the bathroom floor of a synagogue at my Jewish friend's wedding. With all of that said, my final selection will be, this one's actually a personal story. So in high school, I went in Lansing, Michigan area high school, and we were in like the district, pretty good district, where like Denzel Valentine, Bryn Forbes, all them were in our district. And senior year, this school down the road called Okemos got a transfer from Kentucky. It was like the hype all summer was like, who's this white boy transfer from Kentucky? And his name was Chris Harrison Docks. Was like, had a couple D1 offers, nothing special, just a 6'2" guard, super flashy handle, all this shit. So he comes to play at our school. He's having like a real good senior year. Our team is pretty good senior year. We're at home. Tie game, back and forth game. Brad Stevens is in the building. Like Butler head coach off a national title run is in our gym to watch this kid, Chris Harrison Docks. And like, we're like 15-3 or some shit on the season. They were really good. Game goes to overtime. They win the tip in overtime, and our dumbasses, we play 2-3 zone because we're white. Our dumbasses just sit in this 2-3 zone. 5-minute overtime is how overtime works. So they win the tip. There's no shot clock in high school hoop. This motherfucker, Chris Harrison Docks, stood literally one step in from half court, just rocking it between the legs for 4 minutes and 50 seconds. The whole time I'm on the bench with like 6 other of my teammates just fucking chirping him like, fucking pussy, do some shit. Why are you just fucking standing there? He's just turning, like saying everything on the song you could think of. Gets closer, like 30 seconds left. He's like, watch this shit. Watch this shit. Our guy's still sitting the 2-3 with about 5 or 10 seconds left. He starts dribbling like 2 steps forward. 3 seconds left in overtime. He's dribbled the whole clock out in our crowd in front of Brad Stevens. He takes 1 step in from the logo, 3, swish at the buzzer after dribbling 5 minutes out, shooting from half court, got offered by Brad Stevens the next day, committed to Butler.
I was going to say that name sounds hella familiar.
He played 1 year at Butler and then transferred to DePaul, and I think played 3 years, but like 4-year Division I kid. Just
back in the
swag.
day when you actually had to sit when you transferred.
Yeah.
And then he started pulling our girls after that. And then I'm not going to lie, like this was like 2K12 era. I named my player after him for like 2 years. It wasn't good, but it was cold.
I got 3 like sports related ones. 2, not going to lie. The first one is Kyrie, 2016 finals. The shot. I mean, bro. Like, bro, I'll tell you right now, like all due disrespect to LeBron James, I get nightmares about what Kyrie did in games 5 through 7, bro. I've done a lot of defending Kyrie in questionable situations just because of the PTSD that he provides from that series, not gonna lie. Second one, Steph in game 4 last year. Draymond actively says he's scared. So Steph just decides he's gonna go nuclear and like yell at all the racist Boston fans. And then the third one, is gonna be Steph in game fucking 3 on Thursday. Dubs in 6, bitch.
I got a couple sports ones too. Tracy McGrady, 31 seconds. That's just got to be like in the I'm him conversation. Like
when did he? So I mean, refresh my memory. I know he did it. Did he do that in the playoffs?
I don't remember if it was playoffs or regular season, but to score that many,
it was regular season.
That's still nuts to me though to score that many points in 31 seconds. This one, I mean, I kind of took the other approach, the Kyrie shot, but I feel like you could also say the LeBron chase down is also an I'm him moment because like bruh should not have blocked that shot.
And he should have after JR got in front.
The third one, which I think only Greg, do you watch soccer?
Yeah.
So y'all both might remember this.
I am a Chelsea fan, but the problem with me in soccer is that soccer is just not that fun to watch, but I do watch it.
I love it. 2010, Messi versus Arsenal, UCL quarters. They're down 3-2 aggregate, and he scores 4 straight goals in 70 minutes. That is the most insane shit I've ever seen.
I wasn't even thinking about soccer, but low key, like saying it's your last World Cup and then just no one even being close to you. Like, you know what I mean?
Bro, you could literally make an I'm him moment list of Messi, like straight up. You could go 2011 Manchester United UCL. Like there's so many different routes.
And honestly, Messi and Jordan, like Bro, the flu game or hangover game, like that's nuts.
Let
You know
me
what I mean? Like,
please find out that Messi had a gambling addiction and like everything in my life will change.
yeah.
Also, while we're on the tune of soccer, honestly, me deciding to be a soccer fan during COVID, picking Chelsea, and then immediately winning the Champions League has to be up there. Like it
And
just
now
has to be up there.
immediately regretting it.
Well,
I
no,
mean,
because
I haven't watched us once this year, so like
you
as
can't
far as I
regret it
know, we're still winning that shit.
because Cart had to run for 90 minutes because he
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. See, I didn't know that much.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
that's
Cart-
one of the all-time greatest moments of my life was just
I mean,
they fell
in a
shit.
4-week period, Carter had to eat 36 pancakes and then run an hour and a half straight because of me. Like
That's nuts.
it was a great week.
I do want to say, G, the biggest I'm him moment anybody on this podcast has, and you didn't say it, is quitting your 9 to 5 and 2 years later hosting Bleacher Report's day one NCAA tournament show.
That shit was pretty crazy, to be honest.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
him.
I mean,
You're him. Like,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Stay low and build. Oh, you know what it is.
All right. Well, listen.
The fun segment, JK.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
we've shown enough love for the Only Haters pod. It's time to get into the weekly segment. It's time to get into some most hated. Who wants to go first? Greg, do you want to honorarily go first? P, Dion, who wants to get the first crack at their most hated?
I mean, I can go first if no one else wants to.
Dion, I'll let you go first.
Before Dion goes, I just want to throw this out there. Anyone who has actually made it through the 2 hours and 11 minutes of this podcast so far and is still listening, if you tweet at me at GWizzy12, I will Venmo you $31. That's all. All right, Dion.
Mine is mine's Memphis. It's just I don't know how it couldn't be. I don't know how it couldn't be. It's just it is what it is.
Wait,
I hope they
who
win.
was it?
Memphis.
Oh, okay.
Memphis. Yeah, now listen. The Sacramento's cute. We're not there with them yet. We're not there with them yet. Like they turned me up, but like, you know, they one more punch and they'll be my most hated. But Memphis, I truly fucking hate them. And so what like, bro, and this is how you know I fucking hate LeBron. I was sitting there rooting for Dylan Brooks on Sunday. It was nasty work in my living room. It was just nasty work in my. I was distraught. I didn't know what to do. Them dudes stink, man. They're pussy.
Yeah. Well, also like the difference between them and the Kings is like the Grizzlies never had a chance last year. At least the Kings have put themselves in a position with somewhat of a chance. Like,
no, Memphis. Well, I mean, I guess Memphis never had a chance. I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. Like, I mean, Memphis wouldn't say that.
oh yeah, they would. I mean, that's exactly why they're so hated.
I mean,
like,
I hate Memphis because there truly is like beef there. Like, you know what I mean? Like that truly is like a team that like I hate everything about that city. They hate everything about the Bay. Like Sacramento is just like little brother. Like at the end of the day, like they run the same offense as us. Like 90% of people that live in Sac are from the Bay. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's a huge difference. It's just a huge difference.
If I wasn't perfectly aligned as a role player in Dion's program right now, I would encourage someone to clip that moment of Dion calling a team that's up 2-0 on him little brother. I have some experience with the little brother term here in the state of Michigan. Typically, when someone throws that term around, 10 years of being the worst program is what follows.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's just not a world. like respectfully to the Kings, like there's not a world. I don't even think the Kings are going to make the playoffs next year.
Dion, you got any more? Or are we throwing it to the
I mean,
next man?
I can do a rundown. Carmichael Dave, I mean, he's a pussy. Vivek, pussy. Like, who is the dude on the Kings?
Herder?
Again, the big guy.
Chimezie
Sabonis.
Yeah, I mean, Metu. Hate him. Sabonis is a bitch. Like, Draymond would be my most hated, but like in a weird way, I'm genuinely more comfortable, like like with the way the first two games went. So like, I can't really hate Draymond. Clay, you're fat, Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know any other way to say it. Like, Clay's fat. He's in worse shape than Wiggins. It just is what it is. The fan in the bar that tried to get me thrown out because I called him a bitch. You're a bitch. I didn't get thrown out. You're still a bitch. Well, let's see who else. Shout out the bartender that gave me free drinks. By the way, she was smooth. You know, if you're watching this, I'll Venmo you $31. Just I'll throw my number in there too. Let's see. The dude that bumped into me because he wanted to go see the beam, you a bitch. And I said you were a bitch and you kept walking. Let's see who else. I'm trying to think. There was a Warriors fan that said Dubs in 7. You're a pussy. Like, why not say 6? You're a pussy. I didn't like that at all. I could keep going.
That's crazy.
Keep going.
Dubs fans saying Dubs in 7 deserve to have, really?
Yeah, listen, you either with us or you against us, brother. Draymond said 6. We saying 6. Like, it's that simple.
Did Draymond actually say 6?
Yeah, he said we good.
That means 6.
Bro, I'm telling you, like,
okay.
You can't do the stuff they did. It's like you just can't do that. Like, it is what it is. We win 6. Trust me, we win. But Kenny Smith, who said what Sabonis did was a natural basketball play. I mean, what are we talking about? My least hated, Shaquille O'Neal, when he said I would have stomped on him worse. Facts. Facts. That's all I got. I mean, if no one else got any, I can keep going.
Pierre?
Number 1, the fucking beam is corny as shit. I hate that
flashlight too. It's not a beam.
Nah, bro. It's just corny to me. It's just like after the game, we just go pan the camera to it. Everybody come press this big ass purple button. Like, it's lit in the city. That shit, yeah. I'm not with the beam shit. If Charlotte had it,
while
you're
talking about that, while you're talking about they lit the beam, the game ended at 10. Guess what time the bars closed?
I really would. What?
12?
11?
I was going to guess that because they all close at 2 in North Carolina, and that's 11 Pacific time, so I figured.
Yeah, they're cooked. They're cooked.
They're cooked. Every bar in the Bay closes at 3. California has a 3 a.m. like last call. Sacramento closed at 11. You're up 2-0 and you close at 11? This ain't been in the playoffs in 17 years.
The beam stupid as hell. That's just how that's how I'm coming. On the flip side, Warriors fans also my most hated. Stop acting like everything cool in the hood. Y'all stressing. No, I like y'all not stressing. Y'all hurt. The amount of it is what it is talks have been killing me. Because y'all accepted defeat, but y'all not trying to accept defeat at the same time. I'm confused by it. I need to know. Y'all winning or y'all not going to win? Which one do you want to be on?
6.
See, Dubs and 6.
Bro, I'm telling you.
But G, you in the program right now. You held hostage. The gun
I'm playing my role.
How do you really feel, brother? How do you really feel?
It's 6.
Draymond leads the way.
Hey, the group chat says otherwise. I might have to screenshot the Greg Waddell Kings in 5 text and put that bitch in a clip.
Listen, do role players miss shots in the moment? Do they turn it over sometimes? Yes. Do they show up for game 3 ready to win in 6? Absolutely.
Listen, Kings and Greg's new. You know what I mean? He said that earlier.
I'm year 2. I'm a year 2 role player. But like you said, year 2 role player at home. What am I gonna do? 24. I'm gonna drink 12 seltzers and we're gonna win by 22. Yeah. Like it is what it is.
Kings in 5, if you don't know, makes absolute sense. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you don't know about the Warriors, Kings in 5, like, go ahead and book that bet. But if you know about the Warriors, go on DraftKings, go to alternate lines, correct series score, Warriors 4, Kings 2. Irresponsibly bet the house.
I just need some clarity, man. So are the Warriors not a championship caliber team, or they just fit to beat the Kings and that's it? Like, is this the banner we try to hang? You would say, is this the hypothetical that we going for? That we
are not a championship caliber team, but like It's the Kings.
All
It's the first.
this
It's the
this is
first
my
round.
only thing is that if, like, I would say, not in 6, but the Warriors winning the series, I'd say honestly is still probably like 50-50. On the off chance that you are wrong, we got to have a talk about the banners over hypothetical shirt because
I mean, listen, if win or lose, and I said this last night, like nothing. I've said it a million times. Like it don't matter where they lose to me. It's all gonna feel the same. Like you're a loser. So it don't matter if it's the Kings. It don't matter if it's the Lakers, Nuggets, Bucks, whoever. If the Warriors don't win a championship, they lost.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
it's the
but
Warriors.
they've made 6 finals, so you don't think a first round bounce is
No.
worse?
Warriors in 6 is only plus 360. Y'all are cooked.
It's
That's
only plus
everything you need to know. Like the fact that that's not like plus 1200 means like it's over. It's over in 6.
Vegas knows what's happening, but yeah, it does nothing for me. First round, finals, it really don't matter. I'm not like, you know, it is what it is. They lost to the Spurs and Clippers in back-to-back years. I feel the same way about those I felt about the Cavs and Raptors series. You lost. It is what it is.
Well,
You're almost better off, and they're not going to, but you're almost better off losing early because then you can admit what's wrong.
well, I got a couple. Number 1, Ennis Freedom. Someone need to take away bruh's Twitter account.
You follow
This
him?
Why? Because he called y'all out for the bullshit?
No, because everyone already knows that. like he's acting like he's exposing the NBA, but like everyone already knows this shit. And like what he says is not gonna matter. He tweeted another one today. Well, the one he tweeted today was about the Players Association making him wear different shoes from the ones he was wearing. I just think it's so funny. Like, bro, first off, changing your last name to Freedom is most hated material anyways, even though he is from Turkey, so like I get it in a way, but still. Number 2, the Dr. Pimple Popper commercials. Get them shits off my screen. I'm not one of those people who likes watching pimples get popped, and I don't know how much playoff hoop y'all have watched so far, but they were literally showing Dr. Pimple Popper commercials every commercial break. And even at the bottom, the ticker literally had an ad that was like, tune in to Dr. Pimple Popper, whatever, on TBS or TLC, whatever channel it's on. That shit's nasty work.
You hating on Pimple Popper bread. That's really hating.
Hey,
let him collect his funds,
number
man.
3, bro, the Shanghai Sharks. How you got 2 NBA players and you fixing games in China? That's embarrassing. Even though Eric Bledsoe quoted it.
It's a great move. That's not embarrassing.
Yeah. They went over there and they're betting on themselves or the other team and made sure they were making double the money.
But Bledsoe didn't even play, bro.
I promise you, the moment I have the opportunity to fix games in a professional sport, Dion and I it will happen.
Bro, I say stuff like that.
It might already be happening, to be honest. Like if you want to look a little closer at the Sacramento series, not to incriminate myself, but like as Dion alluded to earlier in the episode, like we're ready for whatever happens.
We're here for everything.
On, off, in the court.
I'm not here for all the like high and mighty stuff. I'll tell you right now, like folks be like, yo, Hunter Biden's a bad dude, Donald Trump Jr. is a bad dude. If I knew anyone in the White House, bro, I'm selling everybody shit to China. If I get you telling me I get to go to China and hoop and they're like, yo, you can make double the money by betting on the other team. Absolutely. Absolutely. If I was Justin Bieber, I'd be a broke drug addict.
See, it's just different because like ain't nobody finna believe that shit. You got 2 NBA players on the damn squad. Like
I don't care, bro. Like whatever you have to do to make more money, I'm with all that. Like I don't understand how these NBA dudes don't do that. I know the refs do it.
They probably do. Hey,
I know the refs already do.
Then the last one, Raptors fans. Dog, the fact that DeMar DeRozan had to get escorted out by security because y'all was making death threats to DeMar's daughter is crazy. That is genuine psychoticness.
Yeah, see, I was gonna go the opposite route of that. I don't
I
think
almost did too.
yeah, I don't think
Almost
any of
did
the
too.
threats were actually serious, and I think whoever escorted her out is like a pussy.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I almost made her my most hated because like she ain't got nothing to do with them missing them free throws, bruh. They just
Yeah,
folded.
she for sure did.
I think it's all fair game. I think like she played her role. I think the fans played their role. Like I've supported all. I'm proud of everybody involved.
Yeah,
Same.
death
I
threats
just
for
think
a
like
child is
whoever
crazy.
made the
though.
call that she needs to leave.
I mean,
like,
if you don't want death threats coming your way as a 7-year-old girl, don't scream during every free throw.
See, but that's my thing is like, okay,
my pops would have left me out there.
I wonder if I have the
my dad, my pops would have been like, "Yo, fam, like that's on you."
because wasn't it Raptors fans who like called to like have her escorted just because they didn't want her there?
I thought the Bulls security team did it.
See, I don't even think there's like an actual clear story out on it, but
either way, no
Bulls-
matter what it is, the fans are entitled to do that. I would definitely report a screaming 7-year-old girl who has my team at the line in hell. Like
what I read was the Bulls social media team saw on social media the death threats via social media, told the security team, and the security then decided to escort her out. And that story, bro, like she was fine. She was fine. Who the fuck is just gonna kill a 7-year-old on national television in the front row of an NBA game? By the way,
it's
This is
also
America.
What are we talking
it's
about?
all
This is
no,
America. You feel me?
because
What are we
wasn't that
talking
game in Canada?
Oh,
Okay, in Canada. Then.
no, it's over with then. Oh yeah, maybe
No,
not. She's good
that's
in
the
the hood.
that's the point I'm making, Dion. It's Canada. Ain't nobody killing anybody in Canada, anyways.
No, like yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think she was in any danger. I would honestly go the opposite route. Whoever escorted her out's an idiot. He should lose his job.
Well,
Classy.
Greg, you get to end
a
it.
lot of pressure on this moment. So I only had one originally for most hated, and it was gonna be all the people that acted like Draymond stepping on Sabonis was egregious. Like I hate that take. But then, as I alluded to earlier, I went on a hospital tour with my pregnant wife today. We're about a month away from our first child's due date. And this is the first bit of any preparation whatsoever I've done to be a dad, was just like seeing where to park at the hospital and how the shit goes. So we pull up and it's like a group tour. It's supposed to take an hour. And there's like 6 other pregnant girls, 4 other men that are with a pregnant girl. 2 didn't show. Shout out to them. Honestly, they do not belong on the most hated list. One dude is my most hated of the week, because this man proceeded to, like, it was open as this woman's giving us a tour, just an old lady giving us a tour guide, like, ask any questions you want. This motherfucker asked questions. First of all, he was in a green polo shirt, just with one button done, like a lime green polo shirt with the actual horse polo logo on the corner, and like white Sperry's. It's like April in Michigan. It's like 40 degrees. He walks in. The very first question he asks as soon as she shows us a hospital room is there a microwave? Then he proceeded to ask questions such as, can we request the corner room with an outside view? Is there room service? Are the blankets unlimited? And this proceeded like in 20s and 30s of questions over the next hour. This tour that was supposed to be 60 minutes took 2 hours and 15 minutes. And the rest of the group despised this man. So my most hated is lime green polo shirt, future dad.
His name is probably Ricky, Chad, or Josh.
He looked like a or like a Dustin, or like a Joshua.
Yeah, we don't like those. We don't like those.
A Dustin, that's nasty work.
I mean, just like we're literally like 6 obesely pregnant women that are like about to pop within 2 weeks, and like all their husbands that got dragged to this. None of us want to be here. Straight up, none of us want to be here. And this motherfucker's asking where the microwave is in a hospital room, like in the birthing room. Like,
that's nuts.
Come on, dog.
Yeah, that's most hated material.
Gotta be ready at all times, I guess. I don't know.
Just like that's like all the women were literally asking questions like, so like, am I gonna be like under anesthesia? Like, I like terrified of how this shit works. And he's just like, can I like microwave my nachos? Like, can we get a better view out the window? Like, motherfucker.
Bro just wanted his baby to be born on the right side of the hospital. What's wrong with that?
Fucking wild, man. Fucking wild.
Nah, that's funny.
That's
Nah,
nutty.
man. He's definitely most hated. For sure.
Well,
If the Warriors advance to the second round, she's gonna have her baby during that series, probably.
Yes. Well,
Oh yeah,
I would
good.
think
Hey, we good. We're
it
good.
depends.
I changed my mind. We're good.
I think it probably like a game 6, game 7 of round 2 or early.
Oh yeah, we're
round
good. We're back. I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, I
We're
feel
gonna
good.
get
that
dad
don't even
strength
make no
deep
damn-
for
that
game
don't even
7.
make no
I mean,
damn
we're good.
I told you what happened the day I found out that she was pregnant. I literally said like I hugged her, we cried a little bit, and then I was like, I'm gonna hit the links. And I literally I drove myself to a golf course 45 minutes away. I went birdie first 2 holes after finding out I'm a future father. Like dad strength is fucking real. It's terrifying.
Oh yeah, no, we good in the West again. I forgot. I didn't know. We're good.
We good. I have one final question. Let's get out of here, boys. Can I listen to these episodes? I really do, but can I get like a pulse? Was that a good episode? Can I get like an A to F grade around the horn on what people thought that episode was?
I'm like, that's got to be an A plus, maybe even S. We're going to the S tier. Got to be an A plus minimum.
It was fire. That was fine.
It was a 2.5 hour long episode, fellas. Like,
I don't know if you
that
can go
can
A
be
plus
S
with it
tier.
being that long, but it was fire though. Like nonetheless, like when you started rattling off your most hated, like I mean that's fire.
All right.
The I'm him moments draft alone makes this an A plus episode.
All right. I mean, I ran out of cookies early, so like I feel like I didn't do my part.
I was about to say, I
Good.
noticed that the glass of milk stopped being lifted
Yeah, it's
quite
been-
early.
It's been empty. Not gonna lie.
But
Thanks,
you
boys.
know,
That was fun. That was fun.
Greg is a busy man, so shout out him for joining us. You know, that's the man, the myth, G Wizzy, the legend. Go ahead, the people that do listen, because I don't know the exact at. Hit them with the Twitter at.
G was
You're on the road to 6,000.
Yeah, at GWizzy12, anybody, like I said, who listened to that whole thing, the first person to tweet at me that they listened to the whole thing, which will probably be Michael Lofton, who I dissed you earlier in the episode, but I love you, ML. I'll Venmo you $31. That's how much money I have in my betting account right now. So get at me quickly so I withdraw it before I lose it.
That's valid. Well, you know, what a banger of an episode. Greg will be on again at some point, 100%. And hopefully we'll have some more guests, but that was a very Only Haters style episode right there. That's how we get down. We think we have topics. Nope. We go on tangents, and it's a thing of beauty. You just love to see it. The Warriors rabbit hole, the I'm him rabbit holes. I mean, we're all over the place, but if you did make it this far, we do appreciate you. And like, comment, subscribe. Because if you made it this far, you obviously rock with it. So go ahead. We're at like 205 subs. We're trying to get to 300. Tap in. Until next week, we'll see y'all. Only Haters out.